Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb. You know, the Bible says, test the spirits. Test the spirit. See, the Bible, Jesus, God, is fully aware of the spiritual world from the beginning. This is why it is said that you should test one's spirit. Okay? So what is it saying? What is, what does the phrase mean? What are you testing it for? It's righteousness. It's goodness. That's what you're testing it for. They would have you call that judging. That's what they would say. You don't have no right to judge me. No, you're right. That's even biblical. Thou shalt not judge. Not you. You're, you're not capable of it. You're simply not. Never was, never have been. Built a system built on some kind of judicial authority. This is why you come up with such silly precedents, legal precedents like qualified immunity, absolute immunity, which really means qualified or absolute impunity. In the face of the law, that is more evidence that you are incapable of doing anything right if it harms you personally. You're simply not going to do it. Not today, not tomorrow. Your essence upon this earth is to take, and advance your personal or individual or organizational or political needs in the face of what's right. Can we just call a spade a spade? You wonder why half the country shows absolutely no interest in the Epstein files? Because they're in the Epstein files. This is the part that you're missing. This is the spiritual aspect of it. 50% of this country would engage in the very same behavior of the peoples whose names are in the Epstein files. Just accept this notion. I could bring you evidence, facts. You even got shit. You done went so damn deep starting 10 damn years ago. You would dress a little 6-year-old up like a grown ass woman in full makeup and lipstick, wig, high heels, and as much flesh exposed allowed, and call it a fashion show. And the kids love it. And that's what you would say. But the kids love it. But you're on the other side of that, we see grooming. We see grooming. And then you say such stupid shit as, well, the pedophiles out there should just control themselves. Those are little girls. Are they? Are they little girls? Are they little boys? When you yourselves don't even treat them that way, do you rob them of their innocence as soon as humanly possible? This is the truth. Get used to the truth. This is the truth. Not one of you makes it to 16 in no shape, way, or form as the definition of innocent. Not one. Not one. It ain't your fault. It ain't your fault. We can't choose who our parents are. We can't choose who our peers are. We can't choose which generation that we are actually born to. We can't choose these things. The people before us do. So you depend on them to be righteous and to do the right thing. They can't do it. And they're not gonna do it. Not today, not tomorrow, or the day after that. It's not gonna be done. Anyway, excuse the rooster if you hear it. But at any rate, they're not gonna do it. I told you before what ails them. Have you ever seen that movie, The Mist? Well, there's shit in the mist, and they were susceptible to it. Even when And even when they were warned, I know this for a fact, cannot stop someone from doing shit that's gonna endanger them. You can't do it. You, they have every right in the United States to endanger themselves and bring about the repercussions. This is their absolute right, no matter what. You can try to secure all you want to. It's next to impossible. It's next to impossible. Okay? Can be done. That person has to want to be secured, and you can secure absolutely nothing that has freedom. Okay? It's impossible. You can't do it. Let me restate this. God says that man should secure woman, but from what and how? The only way that it can be done is that she plays her part as a woman and wish to be secured. And in this country, guess what? There ain't no lions and tigers and cobras and shit to chase their ass around. Okay? There are no invasive armies that's threatening them. No, this is the reality of the situation. So they, as a species of male and female, that they have intentionally evolved into something else. Or have they? Or have they? The truth of the matter is there's something else deeper going on. It was whatever they breathed in the midst. Everybody is slowly waking up and saying, well, not everybody. Some of them ain't gonna never wake up. But they're gonna say, and you're saying this doesn't feel right. It's because it ain't right. And it's because of them. It's because of them. Imagine having millions of people on the same landmass and none of them can do what's right. Not one. By design. Not imagine it. Let that sink in. Take 30 seconds. Take 30 seconds or 40 seconds and let that sink in. 320 million, give or take. Fully half of it can't do right. Even if they know what right is and they do, they're still not going to do it. It is so, hold on, I stole 10 seconds from you. My bad. Let the facts sink in. Half of 320 million can never do the right thing. Let that sink in. And what that really means for you, damn. And think about how that really affects everything else. Everything else. Imagine these other people in every facet of life, occupying every position, up the ladder, through the ladder, down the ladder, from the maintenance man to the freaking Oval Office. This is the structure, the structure, the governmental structure at the federal level, governmental structure, the state level, governmental structure at the city level, all of its employees, all your lawyers, all your accountants, all your politicians, all your wives, all your husbands, all your kids. No, they didn't escape either. They did not give a damn when they came upon you. Not at all. They tried to leave nothing standing, but they failed. The point of it is you are inundated by evil. Inundated. That's why this country keeps doing more and more evil shit. It's turning more and more toward all of the vestiges of devil worship, false god worship, idol worship, missing kids, rape of children. They have a real fetish about children. I am telling you, a real fetish about children. This is why they wanted men gone too, because a man will kill your ass over his child. He will kill your ass. That's why they wanted the man gone. Went to call him. It's this type of attitude that they seen as toxic. These are the very ones who were walking around saying it's just sex. while they violate and spread disease. While they violate and spread disease. In, in all caps and block letters. This is the result of it. Now you are forced to live amongst it. You can't even control your own kids. Your kids don't think like you, walk like you, talk like you, want to be you, look up to you, or nothing else. And neither do their kids and the kids before that, because that's not how they live. No. And we'll be skipping by the truth of the matter, because the truth of the matter is actually ugly. It's uglier than you would want to hear, but eventually it's going to have to be spoken. Trust me, it's far worse than you would ever think. I ask you again to think of every possible twist and turn in a family or a family house, multiply that by 320 million, give or take, and you'll see all of the ugly ass possibilities, because they don't see themselves as family like you would see you and your family member as families. No, these are mimickers. They act in terms of flesh and only flesh. All that idea, none of these labels work. Husband, wife, father, son, daughter, that shit does not work. That is mimicry. Let's get past this. Let's just get past this. Can we? I mean, someone has to be the grown up here. Someone has to be the grown up. Let's get past this. Okay? I mean, you will stand for your own actions, not them. Not them. Anyway, allow me to explain what's the next 30 minutes of this audio. It's going to be spiritual. We're going to address the situation because, again, the situation is, it is untenable. See, again, it's their fault. When you have a plan like that, a military maneuver like that, it has to work, or you face an insurgency like they're facing now, a spiritual insurgency. Okay? A spiritual insurgency. Now, I know from my studies that a good insurgency, if you can put it down, it can take you 15 years. A good insurgency can take you 15 years to put down. I mean, these are the remnants. These are the remnants. You killed the mothers and the fathers, their uncles and nephews, but you wasn't able to kill them. And now they've banded up and found weapons. And now they slowly annoy you and antagonize you using guerrilla tactics against you. I mean, hit and run tactics against you. And you're forced to deal with them, draining you of resources and of time, and most definitely the currency of the day, physical pleasure, because you're too busy dealing with the insurgency. And you already know that you can't trust anyone, not even yourselves. You already know this, though, because you're not yourselves and they're not themselves. Okay? So you can trust absolutely no one, neither me nor you. But the difference is, I am seen. They know who I am. You hide and you represent something that you're not. And you keep playing this game, which is becoming increasingly annoying. How long will the imagery hold? You have to ask yourself this. How long will the imagery hold? Okay? When will you have to vacate? Because there's going to come that time. And what happens next? See, it's like I said, you got wrapped up in the physical aspects of the experience of humanity, which was not written. It was not written. And like I said, your tormentation could have been much better than what you put forth. I'm sure that he didn't expect for you to body grind and violate everything, and that was your idea of freaking torment, because it makes you feel what you have it in thousands and thousands and centuries and decades. The human flesh experience. Taste of food in your mouth, water going down your throat, and the most amazing things of all, sexuality. Wow. You got wrapped up. You got wrapped up. Okay? So everything from bestiality to to necromania has happened. Cannibalism, sex with dogs. Oh, all of this has happened. I'm talking about in the recent, that's all been. Let's see, I'm going to tell you a story. The devil wants back into heaven, okay? And he keeps showing God how bad humanity is. Like God is stupid. Like God didn't already know that. God, anyway, he already knows this. God had at one point regretted even creating man. He regretted it. He said it out loud. He said it out loud. You've been a headache. You've been a headache. And now you went and got yourself taken over. Completely. Completely. Anyway, back to this guy here, the one who takes over one's consciousness. Can we just stop? Can we just stop? Because it's, the stakes will simply be raised. I mean, at some point, you have to come to some kind of conclusions here. Conclusion one, you are not that person. That's the first conclusion. And that no matter how hard you try, you will never be. You will only be image of that person as put forth by you. By you. And that is both the depth and the grasp of it. Period. Can we just get past that? Now, what you do with that is optional. It's optional. But just know, I know that I'm not talking to the person that you put yourself into, maybe. I know that. I'm talking to someone who I know not their name, or their birthday, or their race, or their genesis, or their motive. This is what I'm actually communicating with. And no matter how you try to put forth the image of a body, a talking body for me to interact with, it will always be you. Now, what am I to do with that? See, you want me to do with that what the rest of humanity does with it, because they don't see it. They don't grasp it. They fell for it. But what of the entity that you could not overtake, overwhelm, possess? You now require that they act like the rest who have been possessed, as if this was your right, as if this is, to live man's life is your right, to exercise the devil's idea of everlasting life, which is basically body hopping. You're the one who forced the other, your enemies, to come up with terms like meat suit and clone. You did all of that because they could see you and they couldn't quite put their finger on it, but they knew something was wrong. Why? Because your inability to secure your own intelligence. Now you blame or you act as though someone else is responsible for your lacking fucking ability to secure your own fucking intelligence, which was meant to be done in secrecy. And you failed at it. And now you act like it's someone else's fault and that you want to attack and fight. Shut the fuck up. You out of line. You failed. And you failed along the lines of what? Again, you could not resist the human, fleshly, carnal experience. So you failed at your fucking jobs because of that. At the end of the day, you failed. God damn it. If you want some shit done, go do it yourself. Nowhere in the Bible does it say torment me. I'm going to just sleep with everybody. I'm going to just do this. I'm just going to enrich myself. Man, who is, and what's your king name? Abagadu Babuba? Abadagon? By Don, see how much I give a fuck about it? My fucking name up all the time. I don't give a fuck. This is what, uh, ladies and gentlemen, does it all make sense now? I'm speaking to the living, the unpossessed. Do it all make sense now? And you see the line of buffoonery. They put the human race through buffoonery. I'm talking about outright buffoonery. It's so bad, I don't want to insult the human race because they can't see the shit that they're doing. It's ugly. And if if you could force these bastards out and they was forced to take a solid form, any form solid, they would be attacked and set upon instantly. They'd be dead instantly. This how bad they violated mankind. You would kill them instantly as fast as you would a roach. Just as fast as you would go grab the raid for a roach or some insect that you're afraid of, you would kill them just as fast. I'm telling you. And that is the scope of the dilemma right there. I think they know this. They violated that bad. And they did not expect to be outed. We gonna make man do all kind of stupid shit. Even when it hurts him, he gonna keep doing stupid shit. Even when it's pointed out that it is stupid shit, he still do stupid shit. And when I say man, I mean his daughters too. His daughters and him. Ergo, for his sons. I'm glad they not my daddy. I would like to think, and I could be wrong, but I would like to think, and there is no proof otherwise, that my daddy was made of stronger stuff. And he died before all of this bullshit happened. Whew. He missed a lot. You know how many times I sat in the midst of this battle and said, I wish I had my dad since 2012. I often sit there in the midst of battle and say, damn, I wish I had my dad. I wish I had some advice. Because my dad was a quiet but violent man. Quiet but violent. In other words, he would just assume future. And you know some of the best shit a little boy would ever see in his life if is when his dad is ready to put a motherfucker down over his little boy. Example. We were up at this store. I must have been about 7 or 8 years old. Okay. And he drove a Riviera. I don't know the model, but he drove a Riviera. So he drove me up to the store, gave me some cash, put some of it in my pocket, and he took me to the store to get whatever I want. He gonna stay in the car. Well, I'm walking toward the door, and around the corner comes a man and his dog, big ass dog. To me, it looked like a giant, and I ran, and the dog followed. It is unclear if the dog was violent or not. Dogs do that. You run and they tend to. But anyway, long story short, my dad got out the car with the biggest gun I had ever motherfucking seen. I don't know where he got that bastard from. I'm on top of the hood at this point, screaming. Man, he came up out that Riviera and pointed the gun at that dog. And that man said, sir, please don't kill my dog. Please don't kill my dog. Please. He wasn't going to bite him. Please don't kill my dog. And my dad said, you better get your motherfucking dog. And got back in the car and looked at me and said, go get what you want. I say, well, goddamn. See, they don't want you to have that. They don't want you to have a memory like that. Okay? Anyway, addressing the primary concern here. How do we communicate? We can't keep playing. I refuse to keep playing peekaboo, and neither am I going to keep blaming Charlotte for the actions of Susie when I can see Susie in full operation inside of Charlotte. Now, what you want me to do with that? Act like that's Charlotte when I know it's Susie? Be real. Again, this was the plan, and I get that. But as a warrior to warrior, you have to adjust to the battlefield. You can't just keep going with the same plan when the gig is up. Alterations are almost mandatory. mutations of the plan and the tactics are almost mandatory. You seem unable to do that because you don't know what happens next, what to do next. And it's not written to what happens when that dude on the white horse find out. What happens then? I can see you flipping through the pages. I don't know. I don't know. So we'll just stay put. Okay, stay put. But at some point, you're going to have to get in the background. At the very least, you're going to have to get in the background. That person has to come forth. That person must come forth. Without that, there will be war. There will be war because there's no way that they can be judged without the war. But again, you are the driving force. You are the cause d'etat. you are the cause of it. Every action is a reaction to what you're doing. Don't you see it? Every action is a reaction to what you're doing. You don't have a reaction to what we're doing because we're not doing anything. At least not towards you. You're doing everything towards what you have to perceive for some strange reason as your enemy. He said that you would torment man, not because you're his enemy, but because man been bad. He been wicked and evil, and he deserves what he get. But I must digress to an earlier point. You butched that off, got wrapped up in the fleshly carnality of the human experience, and you kind of just kept going with it. So you may have to get in the background. That person has to come forth, and whatever you've done must go with you. You are to take your memory banks with you. They should wake up like, what the fuck just happened? I've been asleep. Yeah, something like that. They should know nothing of your antics. I mean, you got these people doing all kind of shit, saying all kind of shit. We see the buffoonery. We see the attempted embarrassment of mankind in God's eyes and in the eyes of the angels. You win. You win, okay? You win. But what did you win? They've been this way since the beginning. Did you miss the part where they bashed one of them head in with a fucking rock? That was his own brother, half brother. But don't tell nobody. Don't you tell nobody. Not way back there. And we on a roll this morning, ain't we? We'd have went something everywhere. The first, Adam was the first stepdaddy and didn't even know it. Raised another inch of his child that grew up to knock his child in the head with a rock. You get it? Are you getting it, grasshopper? This started a long time ago. A long time ago. All the way up to you, the imager. Is that okay? Because you're very concerned with image. And I must say again, it's you who gave up your own game in your arrogance, thinking you can talk around man, because you are so secure in the fact that every spirit around you is just like you, while you invite each other in and out of vessels that don't belong to you, knowing that as soon as you got there, God gonna leave. God ain't gonna be, he ain't gonna be nowhere near your ass. That's why I deal with you like I do. See, God cannot exist in the same vessel as evil. So you are to be perceived, right or not, as evil, because there's no God there anymore. Nope, just you, enjoying the human experience. But you were meant to torment. Do they look like they're tormented? No. The only people tormented are the ones that you couldn't overtake. Not them. Not them. They are anything but tormented. Not them. They know not what you say using their vessel, tongue, and mouth. They know not what you do using their body or their sexual organ parts. They have not a clue. And we both know it. Maybe that's a mercy. Maybe that's a mercy. Maybe I got you all wrong. I'm lying. No, I have you right. And if it is a mercy, that mercy should be perceived as an unintended consequence. A unintended consequence. You failed at the objective. So now what? You gonna continue to play peekaboo with me? Peekaboo when you know I see you? Why don't you just introduce yourselves to the rest of the population, including me? Yeah, just have a what the fuck. Do what I do every now and then. Have a fucking moment. Do like the United States is doing. Have a fucking moment. They know who we are. They know what we do, and we are tired of hiding. We are tired of trying to look like we are not the bad guy. So fuck it. Maybe you should have that own fucking moment. Talk it over with the other inhabitants. Talk it over with the other inhabitants. Maybe y'all can come to some agreement, understanding. May I recommend that your first order of the day is to recognize that you're not Charlotte, but you're Susie. That's the first thing. And the second thing is be still. It would be helpful if you just be still and stop going from body to body to body to body just because you want to, just because you, just because you can. You don't have to listen to me. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you won't, but it would be helpful to you if you put that shit aside. It is what it is. How much flesh do you need to enjoy? And for how long? You know that shit dies, right? That very flesh that brings upon those sensations of taste and feel and all that good shit, it dies in the end. You do know that they're trying to kill as much flesh as they can as I speak, right? So again, what's the plan here? I feel like this whole conversation has been an act of digression. The whole conversation has been made mundane. I mean, it has become repetitive. Repetitive because I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you. Okay? I really don't. But if you make me, I will. I will, and I will attack your vessels incessantly, incessantly, because I know that I'm not really attacking that person. They can't hear me. And under those circumstances, I'll have my way with you. Understand? I'll have my way with you. Because in no way can I harm that person. You will even feel their pain. You will even feel their pain. So why would I ever, after considering the known facts and the known circumstances, act in any other manner than the one I act? Why? For what purpose? It doesn't even help you. It doesn't. It's too late. That cat is out of the bag. It doesn't even help you. I mean, there's no conformity to what you do. There's no set pattern. I mean, there is physically, but spiritually, you're not even on the same fucking page. And it's obvious. So you regress, I guess, back to flesh, just like man, just like common everyday man. But you're meant to be tormenting spirits, and fuck you. I'm done talking about your dumb ass. Listen, man. Listen, something got to give here. You got to get in the background. In the background, man must be judged for his own actions. You have to move. You were given a time limit. This is so important that 3 audios I've mentioned this. You were given a time limit. You fucked up. You really did. You do know what you did. Not that you even intended to. It's your meanness and arrogance and this fact that I don't have to listen because there's so many of us. We can control this. We can control that. We can be over here. The matrix. But we all live in it. What happens is people get unplugged. What will you do with them? I can tell you it's going to be like the matrix. They're going to want to kill you, punch you, hurt the matrix, hurt the system itself. That's what's going to happen. And that's where you are now. So it can't continue. The situation is continuous at best. Will you ride it out to its final conclusion? You do know that that's another antic of man. When you can't fix shit, you just ride it out and hope it gets better. He never does fix shit anyway. He's good at breaking shit, but not very good at fixing the shit back. I don't care how much tape, how much glue, how many different ideas about the procedure to fix it. He can't do it. Only break. Only break. Only break. You got 10 minutes left. Listen, man, the whole situation got to give. The whole situation got to give because you don't know what's happening on the outside of you. You really don't. Then maybe you do. What will you do when the dark one shows up? The one that even the devil fears. He fears me because I carry the dark one. He rides. What will you do? Exactly. Exactly. So basically, you're going to ride this out into Armageddon. You're going to take this into the apocalypse where you know what happens there. You do know that other angels have been released with you, and they're not your friends. Like the ones in the Euphrates. They don't like you. They don't like man either, but they most certainly don't like you. Okay? I don't know what you're going to do here. You will be judged. I see no reason why you should not be able to escape judgment while you drive man into a more complex judgment, purposely giving him mitigating circumstances, purposely interjecting nuance. I would think that you'd want them all in hell. You have created a whole new argument because now they will know because I would tell them you've been under a spell. You've been so deep, I won't even show you what you've been doing. I won't even speak. I won't even speak as to what you've been doing. But welcome back. You need not ever know. This conversation will be hell because you've been doing some dastardly, ugly, bestial shit in an effort, man. All of you are Jack the Ripper quality. All of you are Jack the Ripper quality, man. At least for the most part, or at least that's what you set forth. And what I don't understand, but plays out as your hatred of man. But turns out is no, it looks like hatred. We just want to enjoy man's body to the point that we think you got this twisted. Twisted. You failed. So add that to the list. You had one job to do, just one. And just like man, you chose what pleased you over what was said, what was written, and what the truth. Damn. And now you'll be judged. And you heap that shit even on, I mean, golly, man, I don't want to play with you no more because you're not fun. I mean, you're not, listen, something got to be challenging here. But when I can see the whole damn game and I can speak for you, I can speak from your fucking position and mine and God's and man's, then what the fuck, man? And I know that I'm right on every perspective. I know I'm right. So again, the whole conversation feels like one of digression, of futility, in that I also have the understanding that you cannot do what's right because you have no free will either. So I'm telling you what you should do in the absence of your free will. Think of it that way. It is not a command. Hey, you are beyond my command. This is between you and God, the creator. If I do have a position, it is to kill you, but I can't kill you because man has written laws against me or anyone else deciding that this person is possessed. Call the priest. The priest walk in, come out with verifying evidence. Yeah, the bed was floating, lights were flashing on and off. They were speaking in languages using words that the husband had never heard them use before. I'm pretty sure this one is a death warrant. See? And that's the truth. Damn, I'm not trying to asperse you. I'm trying to bring some peace here. Some peace. I see no reason why you can't just enjoy the fucking experience without fucking everything up. You know that you can't run the world. Can we, you listen, the world was built for the living. Okay? Can we just go there? Here's what's going on, people. Not the living, you, the unliving. The world was built for the living, created for the living, both its institutions, its systems, its understandings, its agreements, even down to the familial level, written for the living. And then you come in. God knows how long you've been absent, and you just started to occupying bodies and believing that I can do the work of the living like we are the living. And through that belief, you fucked everything up. You can't deny that everything is fucked up. Rather, you were doing it intentionally, because you can't be doing it intentionally, because that means you're going to get yourself nuked too. I get nuked, you get nuked, the neighbor gets nuked, City Hall gets nuked. Hell, the North Freeway will have a nuke. I mean, everybody. So that can be it. No, this is ineptness. This is inaptness. And then repeat, this is incompetence. This is ineptness and your inability to complete the mission. Can we just come to grips with that? This is not meant to asperse you again, but should we all die? And should you face death again? Because that's what's going to happen anyway. But I'm saying, what's the point? What is it? The point? I would accept the premise if it was intentional. No. What I'm saying is an inability to complete the mission. You've been winging it with millions of lives in the balance. You've been winging it. You have no understanding of law. You have no understanding of geopolitical affairs. You have no understanding of domestic policy. What it looks like is we are here to get whatever we can get any way we can and screw the systems, screw the institutions, and you're just not seeing it until someone drops the sun on your ass, drops the sun on you. That's a hell of a way to go. I mean, look at the pathway. Look at the pathway from start to finish. If you just being spiritually real and honest, look at the pathway taken. End up with the sun dropped on you. Okay? So we also know that you never want to die. Ever. Again, exposing your true incompetence and and your ineptitude. This is what it reveals. This is what it reveals when you add it all up. Because you are truly Mr. and Mrs. across the world spectrum. I don't never want to die. That's a fact. And in fact, in the angelic circles, we openly say that it will be your Achilles heel. And the Bible openly says it as well. It says it this way: let those who will those who are willing to keep their life, to give their lives, will keep their lives. Those who demand that their life is theirs and try to keep it will surely lose it. It's spoken in many ways. That do you in mass. We can't even put a good number on you. Even the numbers are staggering. We can only estimate, because you have to go all the way back to the first inhabitant. Okay? That dude who smashed his half brother in the head with a rock. He would be the first inhabitant. You know how many evil people have been born and died and born and dead since then? The numbers are staggering. It would take a nuke, or 3 or 4, a 7 or 8, maybe even 13 or 14, because you're in there deep. You were in there deep. But the point is, we got to go somewhere with it. I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and seemingly it's going to be left up to me because here are the rules. It's like anything else, and I'd be the first to tell you. I thought that God, please forgive me, but I mean this more in a poignant manner rather than a insultive manner. Listen, when God said that, son, whatever you do or say is an order, he scared the shit out of me. Like, are you crazy? Do you really know me? I mean, you know, sir, I'd rather that you just guide me through this. Give me the playbook. Give me what you working off of. That ain't how it went. Nope. So this is where we are. This is where we are now. I can't sit back and watch the people harmed. I know that you say it's just sex and it's just flesh. Yes, you're right. It's just a lump of clay. It's just a lump of clay at the end of the day. But that's not how you treat it. No, you treat it as something far more valuable than just a lump of clay. So we have to use your value system. Okay? You're not dealing with man anymore. You're not dealing with mankind anymore. You're dealing with something that knows, and that has the power to do something about it. I don't want to fight with you. I would prefer that you ride this one out in the background and just be judged. You've done your part. You failed by 50%. You scared the shit out of them, but it wasn't done to scare them per se. It was done to advance you taking over their bodies. You used fear to open doorways, amongst other things. Okay? But fear was one of them. So once again, all we can see is not you trying to complete the objective, but for you trying to enjoy man's flesh and his perversion and indulgence in his carnality. That's what we see, not torment. You failed. You should be. Anyway, I don't want to make you mad. Okay? And I'm about to wrap this up anyway. But something's got to give. We both know it. And the only suggestion that I could come up with is perhaps you should slowly start to fade. Start to fade. If you feel it necessary to take control, to save that person from themselves, because you do know better. You actually do. You have the wisdom. You have a collective wisdom going back thousands of years. Perhaps you should use it to guide man rather than to do what you're doing now. Y'all got people calling themselves Christians. I'm not going to even do it, man. Just stop. Because even if I describe the action, you would instantly know who I'm talking about, and you would take steps to somehow alter something rather than just accepting the fact of what we all just seen. This is what you will do. Guaranteed. So consider what I've said. You have a tendency to go silent. I wish you didn't do that. The whole world listens. God is listening intently because I didn't put him in it. Whatever I do in regards to you is an order. It's in order. And right now, I want to go in the background, let man finish out his bid, and he deal with his situation. It's blatantly unfair for you to take control to the point that you're about to call down nuclear weapons, going throughout the world, thinking that you can just do whatever you want to do, because you're not him. You have no skin in the game. None. No skin in the game, except his skin, not yours. We blast his ass, and you go right back to being nothing but consciousness. You're going to insist on it. You're not going to die with him. No. You're going to insist that you go back to your natural state. Now, even you have to think of that as blatantly unfair. You were once men. You were once women. Understand this here, man. So if you refuse your charge, and this is a charge, not like you being charged with a crime. Angels understand the language. This is a charge. Okay? You got to deal with this. So you're going to have to get together amongst each other. And I don't even know how you're going to do that because you really don't have. Anyway, your king hears me. Unless he wants to go to war personally, by name, then he going to have to do some different shit. Okay? He doesn't lose anything. Abaddon, Abodan, he's known by two names. I'm fucking with him because I want to. I know both names. I know them both. But at this point, the actions are not worthy of the respect of a king, of anything, of anything. There's clearly no more gain, no more advantage. And yet the king still orders this shit? Dude, dude, dude. God's not gonna hate man any more than he already does. Okay? He hates man to the point that he's already said that I'm gonna kill 2/3 of my chosen. Would not you call that a little bit of hate? And 80% of the Gentiles. I don't know that you could misconstrue that as as love. Okay? So we already there. What is your point at this stage of the game? Think about it. Act like a king. If we're going to be at war, just be at war. I would rather it be open war, not like you got it now. Let's all act like it's not happening and we need him to be quiet because we give a fuck about what, at best, 30% of the population think. And what they think on the world stage, dude, you're acting too goddamn human. You're acting and thinking too goddamn human. You've been spending too much time in, around, and out of and humanity. You're starting to think like them. And this is the epitome of evil. No, you're not, because you wouldn't be giving a fuck about what 30% of the population cared. Goodness gracious. I need an aspirin. I need an aspirin. But this is an overture, my third overture. I'm sure I'll be giving you at least a couple of more as time passes. Because again, I really don't want to fight. I really don't want to go into mysticism, fucking attacking your king like I'm gonna do incessantly until he feels the need to do something stupid. Something stupid that's not written, that ain't been spoken. I am Source. I am Seven and One.